we started with a $3,500 truck that I bought on Facebook Marketplace. And with that truck alone, I was making over $15,000 a month. January, we did like 50. Right now, we're at like 28.
How much money can you really make moving furniture and junk? Today, I'm with Sean, the owner of Dolphin Moving, and we're going to break down the business model, how he grows, how he gets customers, and how this company is growing incredibly fast doing all that. Let's get into it. So how long have you been running Dolphin Moving? Like, how long ago did you start it?
Everything has been done on the books and legitimate for a little less than a year now.
It's amazing.
So we didn't have logos, we didn't have shirts, we didn't have any of this, trucks wrapped, until a couple of days after May 4th, which is when I graduated.
And so you've done all of this in literally just about a year.
Any of these guys will tell you that I do not sleep. So that has a large part to deal with it as well. So I initially went to college to play football for a little minute. And then I came back here trying to go back to school, but at the time I couldn't get back in. So I went and got my real estate license. I was doing that for some time, but the money was just coming in too slow. But, there's people constantly moving, and I knew a lot of real estate agents. And so I figured if I start a moving company, I could kind of leverage the people that I knew that was, selling houses frequently on a monthly basis to do moving.
So you knew all these people. Talk to me a little bit about the process of getting your first customers and how you built on that.
So pretty much I kind of just told everyone that I was starting a moving company, and then I had a real estate agent. His name is Jeff. His clients that was moving, we provided a great service, and then she also referred us to people that she knew was moving. And then since she was so happy with the service we provided, he then felt comfortable referring us to more clients that he had, and then kind of just snowballed from there. I didn't really understand the full business aspect, but just from the people we knew, we were able to kind of stay busy to some degree. In between the transition from going to school to California and coming here, I started going to UCF. And so a lot of the people that I met in class, I would literally just ask them if they wanted to make extra money. 9 times out of 10, the answer was yes. And then that's kind of how we were able to put a team together. Most frequently, I'm meeting people in the gym. The answer was normally yeah, let me get your contact. And they had part-time jobs, and so it worked out great. And they just filled in wherever they could.
So Sean, tell me a little bit about the business model. How do you guys make money? What kind of services do you do? Which ones are more profitable than others? And kind of how you built that out.
Yeah, so we are a full service moving company. We offer relocations, junk removal. We'll have cleaning services coming soon. We do anything that your 2 men in a truck or college hunks would provide. We do packing, unpacking, loading, unloading, anything to do with getting your stuff from one point to the next.
You started with the moving, obviously, it sounded like. How'd you get into junk removal? I'm curious.
So at that time, we didn't have a junk truck. We now do. So customers would just ask us, hey, can you take our old sofa? Can you take this old dresser that we didn't need? So at that point, I realized I didn't want to have the junk in our truck that we move people's furniture in. And so we got the junk truck, and the services just kind of go hand in hand. Most often people downsize, or, they're just changing out this furniture they have in their home and just disregard the old stuff.
And talk to me about that first truck. I kind of want to understand, how do you choose the trucks? How does that grow? And what did the first truck look like?
First, I'm going to start off with this. I think you saw one of my YouTube videos where I kind of mentioned that resourcefulness is more important than resources. So the first truck that we started off with leaked oil, made sounds. It wasn't the most physically appealing truck. Now, I did put some, of my own time into it. We repainted it and stuff like that. But we started with a $3,500 truck that I bought on Facebook Marketplace. And with that truck alone, I was making over $15,000 a month.
Wow.
Right, with a $3,500 investment on the truck. I mean, I had to pay to get the logos and stuff like that done, but the most important machinery, I didn't pay an arm and leg for.
That's incredible. And then you were able to kind of reinvest the profits into just getting more trucks every once in a while. And how do you choose the trucks now? How does that look as the process evolves so the team gets bigger?
We look for Freightliners that have come-in motors, anything that's like a 6.7. This truck is an Isuzu. The other trucks that we have are also Isuzus. They're cab-overs. They're super easy to work on. The engine that's in them were made by Chevy, so there's parts everywhere, which is another important thing. If you're broken down in the middle of nowhere, if there's a parts store close by, they'll most likely have what you need. So we just choose vehicles that don't have DEF systems, don't have DPF, good on gas, and easy to work on.
Tell me a little bit, Sean, about just how you find new customers. Obviously, you started out with these referrals, but from what we were talking about before, that's kind of evolved over time.
So initially, the referral service, or the referrals that we were receiving, was coming directly from real estate agents that I knew beforehand. But now we go to to leasing offices, we go to storage facilities, and I've been able to build a relationship with people at these locations. And so they'll send us people that they know that just signed their lease that needs a mover, or someone that just got a storage unit and they need someone to move their stuff in there. And I just pay them a percentage back, and that keeps them motivated to bring me leads. And it's kind of like a one hand wash the other type of relationship.
How about like digital marketing channels? Like, how do you get customers online? I know that's been like a huge part of your strategy.
We're currently running Google ads, and I learned how to do the Google ads from just watching umpteen YouTube videos. And so we have one big ad campaign, and then we just have different ad segments. And then for each ad segment, I have assets is what Google calls them, with like photos that if it's like a senior move, specific, like we're at like a nursing home. And so each ad is just specific to whatever that like specific campaign is for. And that has helped a lot. And then we recently was able to get Google Guarantee, which is like a check on Google, pretty much like a blue check on Instagram. And that's definitely helped as well.
That's awesome. And talk to me a little bit about like what that costs. Obviously, you got to pay for ads, and then you get the money through the revenue that you get through moving. Mm-hmm. Talk to me a little bit about customer acquisition cost on Google and like how that's allowed you to grow.
I was paying like $150 a week on Google ads, and I was paying for pretty much like pay-per-click, and the conversion tracker was actually set to a button to where they would like submit a form, like fill out a form and submit it for us to contact us, and that was pretty much where the conversion was happening. I've upped the ads to $1,000 now since we have the Google Guarantee, and that's definitely
$1,000 a week,
$1,000 a month.
A month, nice.
Yeah, and so with having the Google Guarantee, that has definitely helped. And like as time progresses, I'm just going to add just more money to the ad spend as we like add more trucks.
That's great. Around how much does it usually cost you to like find a new customer through that channel?
So you're paying roughly, I think the last time I checked, it's like 93 cents per click. Now, I'll have, say, 200 clicks within that month, right? And so you're roughly paying $200 for that amount of clicks, but I might have booked 40 moves. We make TikTok videos. I try to post almost daily on Instagram, Facebook. I try to be very interactive with the people that also interact with our posts. And, you know, I just kind of try to make moving look funner than what it really is, and just hopes that people will see it, even if it's someone's kid that's on TikTok and know their parents are moving. They can say, hey, mom and dad, I saw this company, and give us a shot. So just pretty much trying to do anything that I can to just get this logo in front of people's eyes.
You're spending about $1,000 a month on the Google ads, and like the combination of that, you're doing some social media, everything else like that. Obviously, you got to pay the guys to do the work. How much revenue is that bringing in per month typically, right about?
So on average, like a normal month through January, February, around $25,000 a month. In like the busy summer months, the most we've done is like $50,000 in a month. But I'm very confident that I can grow this to $100,000 a month. It's really just adding more trucks and expanding into more areas. But moving is seasonal, and so we'll have a month that maybe we'll do, you know, 22,000, and then the following month it will just be drastically different.
Talk to me about the team a little bit. Obviously, you started off with a few friends from college. Now, talk to me about today in particular, because you had a lot going on today. It's not even just where we're at right now, but you've kind of had stuff going out around all over the state, it sounds like.
All the people that work with Dolphin Moving, they were all a friend of a friend. The people that know me, they kind of know my personality type, what I expect. I'm very hardworking, and I really don't have much tolerance for nonsense. And so I've just been able to leverage the people that know me, that also know people that would fit with like my personality, if that makes sense. If you were to observe any of these guys, just like myself, I'm hardworking, they're hardworking, and they all see like the bigger picture as well. Alex, I met him at UCF. We've talked about him, you know, moving to a different part of Florida, Miami, and starting a branch. And so I just tried to leverage the relationship that I have with these people that know me really well. And they themselves will tell you like, hey, I have a friend named so-and-so, you guys would not be a good fit. And that's how we've been like adding people to the team. Right now, like we're not doing like any Indeed ads or anything like that. It's really just word of mouth pretty much.
Yeah. When I first got here, you told me you guys already did a few moves today.
Right.
You've got a whole nother crew in Tampa. Mm-hmm. Talk to me a little bit about managing all the logistics and the operations there. Like, how does that get more difficult, and how have you managed that growth process?
I use Slack, and that's how I communicate most things to the people that are in charge. And how I pretty much have it set up is the person that drives is pretty much the leader. So I communicate whatever the plan is with them, and then he will then break everything down to a few laborers, as you will, whatever you would want to. So driver is the leader, and then he'll communicate the assignment for the day to the other movers. And so I stay in contact with them. I talk with them on the phone. I pretty much just send them a list of the moves that they have, what time they have to get there, the customer's full name, phone, and I just tell them, give them a call 30 minutes before you get there. I try not to micromanage too much because I have a problem with that. And so I feel we've been doing much better with me kind of letting go and just letting people that have already shown me that they're capable. Because I've gotten to the point where I know I can't do this on my own. And I don't know about you, I wouldn't want to be micromanaged. And so I kind of just got to the point where I just had to just let people mess up without assuming that they're going to do that.
I want to talk about the name for a second because there's kind of a cool like double meaning behind the name.
Right.
Tell me about how you came up with the name.
So I used to do powerlifting. And so if you go on my Instagram, I got like videos of me deadlifting like 700 pounds, squatting like crazy amount, bench pressing crazy amount. And so I drew this logo on a piece of paper, and my last name is Finn, so it's a play on words. Dolphin Moving Logistics Express. I really enjoy weightlifting, and so instead of putting weights on there, I just put 2 boxes. But that's all just like a part of just trying to get attention, really, you know? Get people to be like, oh, look, and then while they're doing that, just read, we do moving.
Tell me a little bit about the future of Dolphin Moving. Like, where do you want to see it go? Where do you see it headed the next few years?
A friend of mine that I also went to UCF with, his name is Victor. He's been actually looking into, like, on my behalf, like franchising and stuff like that. I don't know what the future holds when it comes to that, but we do know we want to try to get into all 50 states. I never thought we'd be here in a year, and so I'm willing to do whatever it takes to get there.
Sean, for someone getting started in this, what's the biggest piece of advice you would have?
For most people, like, why, like, the idea of entrepreneurship is such like a unattainable thing. Like, a 2024 version of this truck is $150,000, right? This is a 2010. I paid $16,000 cash for this. And I bought it with only 200,000 miles. On a diesel engine, that's nothing. And so people just have to get creative. They have to be more resourceful and not just burn through resources, especially if you're dealing with a small amount. Start small. Don't approach entrepreneurship or business is like this huge mountain that you have to climb, and just being honest with yourself and just kind of knowing like what it is that you have. If you have $5,000 to invest, Facebook Marketplace would be your best friend. Buying as much things used as possible would be the most ideal thing to do, whether that's shrink wrap, dollies, moving blankets, all of those things you can find on Marketplace, as well as a truck. I told Brody earlier, my first truck was $3,500. $3,500 out of your $5,000. Use the remainder to get your equipment and start from there, and then just keep reinvesting the money that you earn back into your business.
So you heard it here first. Sean is absolutely killing it with Dolphin Moving. If you own a moving company, junk removal company, logistics company, anything like that, or you're trying to get into the space and you're trying to do the numbers that Sean's trying to do, get in and be part of the team, hit the link in the description below and find out more about how you could get involved.